Yeah, so we're also developing gene therapies for hemophilia, both hemophilia B as well as hemophilia A. Our program in hemophilia B is partnered with Pfizer, and so we are actually conducting what are called the phase 1/phase 2 clinical trials, and then handing it over to Pfizer to conduct the pivotal phase 3 study and ultimately hopefully bring that product to market. Pfizer actually has a product available on the market today in more than 60 countries, I believe. And so we were really excited to be able to work with them and ultimately bring the gene therapy candidate that we have under development for hemophilia B to patients globally. In hemophilia A, we have kept the full global rights to the product candidate for hemophilia A, and are in the middle as well of phase 1/2 clinical testing for that product candidate. What we've shown, albeit early and preliminary, but incredibly encouraging results across both our hemophilia B and hemophilia A programs. For your viewers out there, hemophilia, the way it's treated today, is largely through chronic administration of clotting factor that helps ensure that the patients are protected from bleeding events. But the requirement to do that involves about 100, depending upon the case of the patient, about 100 infusions every single year for the rest of your life in order to try to manage that. What we do with gene therapy is to try to deliver a single dose, a single shot that has the potential to deliver long-term benefits, long-term outcomes, if not potentially lifelong benefit. And so the possibility is that you can actually not just treat and take away the risk of those bleeds, but also have the ability to eliminate those infusions. And so what we've seen, albeit early and preliminary in those hemophilia trials, is that we have in nearly all cases eliminated the infusions and eliminated the bleeds, and we have patients who have been followed for a year and a half, some coming up actually on 2 years or more, where they have been, as I said, we've seen the elimination of bleeds and the elimination of these infusion rates, which is incredibly exciting to see. Well, we've always thought, and I've always thought, that I'd rather shape than be shaped. I'd rather be in the one in the driver's seat to be able to lay the groundwork for how not just our pipeline, most importantly, was going to follow Luxturna, but certainly we think there is a competitive advantage, and there's an important role that we play in being able to be first and lead and try to encourage this type of change in the way that we pay for and incentivize the development of these types of potentially one-time treatments. And I think if you asked anyone sitting down who's been affected in some way, shape, or form by a disease and asked them, would you rather be offered a treatment that you could take one time that will have long-term benefits, or a treatment that you have to take regularly every day, week, month for the rest of your life? I think that's a pretty easy choice to figure out what people would want, but yet our healthcare system today is actually incentivizing the development of chronically administered therapies as opposed to these one-time, more transformative curative therapies, and that I think needs to change.